Most people think that turning 70 means slowing down. But what if I told you there's a whole different story, one that no one ever talks about? 70 years of running alongside the world. 70 years of carrying the silent weight of expectations, of ambition, of dreams that were never truly your own. And then, one day, when your steps begin to slow, when your hair has gathered the colors of time, you pause and wonder, am I living true to my own heart? Now is not the time to keep trying to please everyone. Now is not the time to keep carrying the old burdens you were never meant to bear. Now is the time to let go, to break free from the invisible chains, to return to the most honest, the most free version of yourself. A study from Harvard has shown those who learn to release the hidden pressures after 70 live longer and are up to 30% happier. So, are you ready? Ready to cast aside the worries that no longer serve you? Ready to reach out and embrace the simple, priceless joys that have always been within your grasp? Ready to live each day as lightly, as freely, as a flower blooming in the vastness of the universe? Don't let age be an excuse. Let it be the beginning, the start of the most beautiful chapter of your life. When we were young, the eyes of others felt like mirrors, reflecting and shaping every move, every dream, every decision we made. We lived to please our teachers, our parents, our friends, our colleagues, racing after expectations, even when our hearts quietly whispered, "Stop." But after 70 years, do you still need someone else's gaze to define your worth? According to a study by the American Psychological Association, 90% of people over 70 reported feeling lighter and happier when they finally stopped caring about what others thought. They no longer needed to prove anything, no longer needed to wear a mask. How many times have you denied yourself joy just because you feared what people might say? How many dreams have you shelved just because of a raised eyebrow? How many moments have you silenced your voice while your heart was screaming to be heard? Now you are allowed to let go. You have the right to live in the way that feels true to you, whether or not anyone else understands. You have the right to wear what makes you feel comfortable, to speak words you truly believe, and to walk the path your heart points you toward. Imagine waking up one morning with no fear of judgment, only the pure, expansive freedom that rises from within. What would you choose to do first if you were living only for yourself? Action suggestion for today. Write down one thing you've always wanted to do, but held back because of fear of judgment. And make a promise to yourself that this week you'll take one small step toward making it happen. There were times in life when we believed that a bigger house, a shinier car, or a closet overflowing with clothes would bring us everlasting joy. We accumulated, we displayed, we clung to every item as if it could fill the empty spaces within us. But then comes a moment when you open a packed closet and still feel empty. When you walk through a grand house but hear only echoes in your heart, and you finally realize true joy was never found in the things we own. A study from the University of California found that happiness levels barely increase after acquiring new possessions, and whatever boost there is fades away within just a few weeks. We don't need more things. We need more memories, more moments, more shared laughter. Old possessions often hold us back, anchoring us to outdated versions of ourselves instead of opening the door to a fresher, freer life. Imagine a home filled only with what truly matters, where every item carries meaning, where every corner is bathed in light, and there's space for freedom to breathe. Action suggestion for today. Choose one item you no longer truly use. Instead of keeping it out of guilt or habit, gift it to someone who needs it more than you. Every object you let go of is a step closer to true lightness. All our lives, we've stayed busy with parties, gatherings, social events, when deep down, all we wanted was a return to peace. We smiled, we made small talk, we exchanged polite words, simply to maintain relationships that, in truth, had long since stopped touching our hearts. When we were younger, we showed up to be accepted, to avoid being seen as rude, to protect the image society had placed upon us. But after 70 years, we finally understand time is the most precious gift we have left, and every moment should be spent on things that truly stir the soul. Research from the American Geriatric Society shows that people over 70 who carefully choose their social engagements have 40% higher satisfaction and mental health levels compared to those who continue to carry heavy social obligations. How many times have you attended a party out of politeness, only to leave with an empty heart, tired feet, and a silent question whispering, "What am I even doing here?" Now you have the right to say no, gently but firmly. You have the right to spend your precious time on an afternoon in the garden, a cup of tea by the window, a heartfelt conversation with someone who truly sees you. Action suggestion for today. Look ahead at your schedule for the coming week. Bravely cross out at least one social event you know won't bring you genuine joy. Every no you say today is a deeper yes to your own heart. We spent our youth chasing after distant ideals of beauty, trying to erase every wrinkle, cover every strand of silver hair, as if somehow we could outrun the natural flow of time. The judging eyes of society, the airbrushed images across the media, all made us believe that only in youth did we have value. But after 70 years, every wrinkle has become a poem of memories. Every silver hair is a medal of perseverance, and every faded scar is a living testament to the strength of the journey we have walked. Research from the International Institute on Aging shows that older adults who embrace their natural appearance have life satisfaction levels 30% higher than those who continue chasing unrealistic beauty standards. Do you remember the last time you looked in the mirror and smiled with kindness? Not with criticism, not with judgment, but simply with pure appreciation for the person staring back at you. True beauty isn't found in smooth skin. It isn't in a flawless figure. It's found in eyes that still know how to laugh, in a posture relaxed by peace, in the quiet light that shines from a soul at ease. Action suggestion for today. Choose one part of your body you've ever felt insecure about. Today, write down 3 beautiful things about it. Let gratitude take the place of rejection. Every time you choose to love yourself, you brighten the light of freedom within you. There are habits that once brought us vibrant joy, but over time they slowly became tight-fitting garments that suffocate the soul. It might be the familiar gatherings, the clubs we've attended for decades, or hobbies that now feel forced and hollow every time we take part. Youth taught us perseverance, but aging teaches us the power of discernment. A study from the University of Michigan found that those over 70 who let go of activities that no longer fit reported a 33% higher life satisfaction rate and experienced significantly lower stress within just a few months. Are you still holding on to habits that no longer make you laugh just because they once mattered? Are you still forcing yourself to repeat routines just to satisfy a sense of "I should" while your heart quietly whispers something else? Remember, to change, to let go, is not failure. It is a sign of growth and deep self-listening. A garden only thrives when we pull out the weeds. A life only shines brightly when we make room for new sources of joy. Action suggestion for today. Spend a quiet afternoon. Write down 3 activities you currently maintain and ask yourself honestly, does this still truly make my heart sing? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to gently move on. Because after 70, We deserve to keep only what makes waking up each day feel meaningful and alive. Not everyone who has walked with us through life is meant to walk with us to the very end. Some relationships, once sources of comfort, over time quietly transform into chains, trapping us in negativity, blame, pressure, and sometimes invisible wounds that never seem to heal. When we were younger, we endured to keep the peace. We sacrificed to maintain the image of family, of friendship, of belonging. But at this stage of life, the peace within your soul is the most priceless gift you must protect. Research from the University of Wisconsin shows that cutting ties with toxic relationships can significantly lower the risk of depression and increase average life expectancy by up to 7 years. Are you surrounded by people who make you feel small, guilty, or never enough? Have you ever left a conversation feeling heavier than when you arrived? It's time to permit yourself the permission to no longer give your precious time and energy to those who haven't earned it. Cutting ties with toxicity isn't about hatred. It's not about anger. It's an act of love for yourself, a declaration that you deserve healthy connections, warm conversations, and embraces that recharge your spirit. Action suggestion for today: take a quiet moment. Think about a relationship that has been draining your energy. Ask yourself, do I truly need to keep holding on to this? If the answer is no, start by creating a safe, healthy distance for yourself. Every time you choose peace over endurance, you rewrite your life story, one filled with light, strength, and freedom. Comparison, a silent yet ruthless habit that has stolen so much joy from each of our lives. When we were young, we looked around at those who seemed more successful, more wealthy, happier, and we punished ourselves for falling short. We ran in races we were never meant to join, comparing houses, cars, vacations, while allowing our hearts to grow heavier day by day. But after 70 years, you realize no two lives are ever the same. Each person is a painting, with colors no one else can replicate, with a journey uniquely their own. A study from Stanford University found that those who stopped comparing themselves after 70 reported 35% higher life satisfaction and significantly lower levels of psychological stress. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, why am I not as wealthy as them? Why am I not as famous as that person? And forgotten all the simple, beautiful moments that have made your life so rich and meaningful. No one else stayed awake through your sleepless nights. No one else bore your silent struggles. No one else walked your rocky path for you. So why compare two journeys that could never be the same? Action suggestion for today: every time you feel yourself slipping into comparison, pause. Remind yourself, I am walking a path made just for me. I am unique. Every time you choose to honor your own story, you have taken another step toward true freedom and peace. When we were young, we set grand goals: to build a career, to accumulate wealth, to chase recognition. Those goals once fueled our relentless drive forward. But as time passes, as the busyness of youth begins to fade, we start to ask ourselves, what truly matters to me now? At 70, there are no more reports that must be filed, no more battles for status that must be won. Purpose now calls for a new definition, one that is deeper, softer, and richer in love. Research from the International Institute of Geriatric Psychology shows that those who adjust their life goals to fit this new chapter experience stronger mental health and a 28% deeper sense of happiness. Are you still chasing dreams that no longer belong to you? Are the grand plans you once held dear still stirring your heart? Perhaps it's time. Time for dreams to grow simpler, for purpose to become an afternoon watching sunlight spill through the window, a warm family meal, or writing the stories of your life to gift to future generations. Action suggestion for today: take a few quiet minutes. Write down 3 small things you would love to do this year. Not for anyone else, not to prove anything. simply to let your heart sing with quiet joy. Every time you choose a goal guided by the true beat of your heart, you are writing the most beautiful chapters of your life story. All our lives, we've been taught to put others before ourselves: parents, children, partners, work, society. We sacrificed. We endured. We bore more than our hearts ever truly consented to. We treated caring for others as a duty and pushing aside our own needs as simply the way things are. But after 70 years, it's time to understand. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can find your happiness for you. You deserve to place yourself first, not out of selfishness, but because it's the only way to keep offering love fully and freely. A study from Harvard University found that those over 70 who prioritized their own needs not only had stronger mental health, but also maintained higher quality relationships compared to those who sacrificed themselves endlessly. Do you still feel guilty for taking an afternoon just for yourself, for enjoying a private getaway, for creating a quiet space not meant to be shared? Do you still hesitate to say no to a request, even when your body and heart are crying out for rest? Remember, you can't pour into others from an empty cup. Action suggestion for today: do one small thing just for you, without explaining, without asking permission, without feeling guilty. Simply smile and savor the pure joy of honoring your own needs. Every time you choose to love yourself, the world around you is quietly warmed by the light you create. Begin a new chapter of freedom and happiness. These 9 signs are not just isolated actions. They are gateways leading you back to the purest version of yourself. Every time you choose to let go, you take one step closer to true freedom. Every time you set down an old burden, you create space for new joy to take root. After 70 years, you no longer have to prove anything. You don't need to race against time. You don't need to strain under anyone's expectations. You only need to live, true to your own heart. You only need to wake each morning with a heart as light as a drifting cloud and fall asleep each night smiling with contentment, knowing you have lived another day fully, deeply, and truly. 70 is not the end. It is the beautiful beginning of a new journey, a journey of living lighter, deeper, and freer than ever before. If these words touched your heart, share this video with someone you love. Subscribe to the channel to continue exploring this beautiful journey with me. And most importantly, always remember, you are never too old to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Let's keep walking forward together, taking each step with ease, with joy, and with a heart wide open to the road ahead.